Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Epic's What If, and today we've got the next episode on what if Naruto had abandoned the Hidden Leaf Village. In the previous episode, we left off with the newly appointed the Ken Kage, as I like to call him now, Axiom from the Whirlpool Village being classified as a legit village and now being in a meeting to decide whether or not they should be allowed to participate in this year's tuning exams. Let's continue from that meeting, shall we? Now, during the meeting, the Hokage had asked Ken Kage Axiom what caused them to start their village, to which Axiom replied, "It was simple, Lord Hokage. We were all a bunch of rejects with no place to call home anymore. For one reason or another, our village had decided to abandon us. Or we abandoned our village. Let's just say we're all a bunch of rejects who had nowhere else to go. We started our village as a sanctuary to provide a place for all those you and the others no longer provide for." The third Hokage thought on this for a moment and smiled to himself. The others had their own conversations and asked their own questions to Axiom, the most notable of which was the Tsuchikage, who was visibly cautious of Axiom. It seems like he knew him from the war days, and his memory was definitely not fond. The meeting went well enough and the Kages decided to allow the Whirlpool village to participate in the Chunin exams that are to be held in the Hidden Leaf. Now the Whirlpool is to send two teams in the exams, and the most important team being the protagonist team, consisting of Naruto, Riem, and Isu. Now Riem was the character that we introduced in the first episode, if I'm not mistaken, who is an Uzumaki and a great friend to Naruto. Now they had been a team for about 2 years, well, the exact amount of time that the village had been established for. Riem and Naruto, both being Uzumakis, get along very well. Isu was a member of the Yotsuki clan, formerly affiliated with the Cloud. Now he is no longer that anymore. I have no idea why I said it that way. When they found out that they get to go for the Chunin exams, they were all very excited. Naruto, however, knew that he needed to hide himself, or else everyone else would be mistreated for simply being affiliated with him. Now that night, Naruto was thinking on how he could hide his identity while also wondering if everyone else still remembers him. His friends from the rookie class, consisting of Sasuke, Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, if they still remember him. Now at this point, Riem bursts into Naruto's room holding a mask in her hand, saying, "Hey Naruto, take a look at this." Naruto, seeing the mask that Riem had in her hand, said, "Well, that is a nice mask, Riem. I really don't think you need to hide your face. You still look well enough." Riem punches Naruto and says, "No, Sparky, it's for you. I made it. I thought you might need it, just to hide yourself in the leaf. I know how you are with them." Naruto, after hearing that she actually made that mask for him and did not just buy it off a store, is in fact very, very happy for it. Naruto decides he's going to be wearing that mask tomorrow and onward in the Hidden Leaf so that no one can recognize him, and also because Riem made that mask and he does not want to make her feel bad. Riem tells Naruto to not be late again tomorrow morning and leaves Naruto with the mask in his hand. Naruto says, "Well, might as well." The teams from the Whirlpool leave for the leaf. That is a weird thing to say. We leave for the leaf, Okay, and reach it within a few days. Naruto, in his disguise, which is a mask that covers his face, is not being recognized by the villagers and does receive a very warm welcome. Naruto, when he sees the village and how much it has changed over the past 2 years, is feeling a bit nostalgic while also thinking, where the fuck am I? Because he can't recognize quite a few things that are in there. However, one familiar smell does in fact take Naruto back to where he was. Ichiraku ramen. Naruto immediately tells the gang that they need to head to Ichiraku ramen for some ramen right away, but Naruto's guide appears at this point. Now Naruto is to be guided around the village by another genin from the village, because it do be like that sometimes. And the genin who was chosen to guide Naruto was Shikamaru. Shikamaru, considering this a pretty boring job, was a bit unenthusiastic. And he's like, "Yeah, this is just a drag, so come on, let's get this over with quick, so I can go back home and sleep for a while." Naruto, seeing Shikamaru is his guide, is very happy and wonders if Shikamaru will be able to crack the code, if he'll be able to figure out that that is in fact Naruto. Shikamaru simply looks at the person that is standing in front of him, who is apparently leading the team, and simply says, My Naruto, you've grown quite a bit, haven't you?" Naruto is stunned by this, but he figures, hey, it's Shikamaru. If anyone can figure it out, it must be him. Now, Shikamaru is, of course, happy to see his friend finally in the hidden leaf, and Naruto does, in fact, drop the act immediately and hugs his friend for the first time in 2 years, or rather for the first time in his life. Shikamaru does say, hey, now that's just a drag, man, no need to do that. You know, everyone's waiting for you. We were kinda hoping you'd be a part of this village. We really missed you, Naruto. Naruto, hearing that everyone still remembers him, is in fact happy, and he does tell Shikamaru to invite everyone over to Ichiraku's ramen, because today it's his treat for returning to the village. Everyone is then invited by Shikamaru, well, reluctantly invited by Shikamaru, because he does find it a bit boring. Shikamaru tells Choji, Choji tells Ino, Ino tells Sasuke, Sasuke comes. So does Hinata. Hinata finds out through the grapevine. She arrives as well, and everybody is greeted by Naruto in his new outfit. Naruto has obviously grown a bit more, and he has become more physically adept, so Ino is a bit blushing at this. She's like, oh my, was he always this good looking? No, not quite, but he is now, so let's go for that. Naruto obviously feeds everyone Ichiraku ramen, and he does converse with them about what happened when he was gone. Everyone tells them what had happened, Sasuke being very happy that his friend is finally back in the village. Even though it's not for long, Sasuke is just happy he gets to spend a while with his best friend. Naruto and Sasuke make plans to, hang out after Ichiraku ramen and before the Chunin exams properly start, because they do have about a week of free time, as the Whirlpool village arrived much earlier than all the other villages. Sasuke and Naruto decide to train for a while with one another, just to see how much they've grown and how fast the gap between them might be. Also, who might be better? Let's go for it. Naruto and Sasuke are obviously evenly matched, because this is anime. Well, Naruto is overpowering Sasuke a little bit, because he's been training with, let's just say he's been training with some extremely skilled ninjas in the past 2 years. He's been around the block quite a bit, training in the sand village, the cloud village, and of course the Whirlpool village, alongside Axiom, who was his trainer. Naruto uses the sword for now in his fights, because he has been trained in the art of the sword quite a bit. He still uses Shisui's blade, which does make Sasuke very happy. The battle kinda goes like this. Sasuke uses a fireball jutsu immediately just to get Naruto's reflexes checked. Naruto dodges that with no issue whatsoever, immediately popping up behind Sasuke using a substitution jutsu with a log, and attacks Sasuke with a kick. Sasuke dodges that kick, seeing it with the help of his Sharingan, which was in the two Tomoe stays, because he didn't want to waste his chakra. Sasuke then uses another fireball jutsu just to create some gap between both of them, so he can start charging up a lightning based jutsu to get Naruto with some shock damage. Naruto immediately sees through this and goes in close to Sasuke, not giving him any space whatsoever, leading to Sasuke having to ditch the plan for the lightning based jutsu and going in with some hand-to-hand combat. Sasuke and Naruto, both of them have a decent hand-to-hand spar, with Naruto coming out on top, and Sasuke deciding to use a shadow clone technique to create one shadow clone, which does drain him a decent bit. Naruto also uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu to create about 20 Shadow Clones and pummels Sasuke's Shadow Clone with that. Sasuke, however, found enough time to charge up a lightning-based jutsu, which was let's say a default, or rather a early stage of the Chidori. This is much weaker and is more like a palm strike with lightning chakra all around it, mostly stunning the opponent, causing them to go numb and freeze and fall. Naruto at this point charges up a wind-based Gale Palm, just a Gale Palm, and attacks Sasuke's hand, both of them exploding and landing in a distance. Both of them are realizing they might need to stop it now because they have to be ready for the Chunin exams as well. Naruto and Sasuke can both know more or less where both of them stand, with both of them... Okay, that's a lot of boths that I've used in this sentence. With both of them figuring out that Naruto might be a little bit ahead of Sasuke in the long run. A few days after that, the other villages start to arrive in the Hidden Leaf, with the Sand siblings arriving as well. Now Naruto had spent a while in the Sand and had gotten acquainted with Gaara and become decent friends with him. He becomes friends with people really quick. Gaara is still a bit tormented because he can't sleep at night, and Shukaku being his mother inside of his head, not the greatest life. But when he sees Naruto, Gaara does manage a weak smile on his face, with Temari and Kankuro also greeting Naruto warmly, because they realize he's one of the few people that Gaara can truly smile with. Naruto and Gaara have a bit of a conversation about how their life is going on for them. Gaara tells Naruto that he is still not getting enough sleep and that Mother is being a bit overbearing now. Naruto kinda understands where Gaara comes from and all that jazz. Alright. Now, the Chunin exams start. The initial phase is going pretty smooth for Naruto. Him being more smarter than before, Naruto does manage to get decent grades on the test. Also cheating a bit using a early version of the teleportation jutsu that he's been practicing, that he noted down from the scroll. Now Naruto can only teleport small objects, so he transforms a shadow clone into a pen and then teleports it to a location where he has stashed a few books. The pen, Naruto then reads a few answers, pops himself, and then Naruto gets the information, which helps him finish the test more easily. After the test is done, the second phase comes around, which, if I am not mistaken, was the Forest of Death. Now the Forest of Death goes pretty smoothly for Naruto and his team because he's not being targeted by anyone, and also no one knows who he is. And Naruto is also pretty skilled as well. Everything goes pretty well for him. Naruto has got the Heaven Scroll, of course, not much difficulty in them. Now, it is at this point that we need to switch over to Team 7, which does consist of Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai. Sai having replaced Naruto early on. Now, Sasuke and Sakura don't get along well. Sakura wants to get along with Sasuke, but Sasuke's like, fuck off. Sai, however, tries to get along with everyone in his own weird way. Sasuke and Sai get along better than in the anime. Much better than in the anime. Alright, now. They are attacked by a gigantic fucking snake, because Orochimaru. However, unlike the original, this is not actually Orochimaru who's attacking them, it's more like Kabuto. Orochimaru cares not for the village and its people. He just does his own research outside of the village on the human body, trying to figure out a way to be immortal. Or rather, make sure that people don't die easy. We're making Orochimaru somewhat good, alright? Because I've changed up a fuck ton of things, Orochimaru's character has also been changed. Kabuto, however, is essentially a stand-in for Orochimaru in my scenarios. Fuck, I can't speak. Okay, Kabuto attacks the gang and, well, it goes pretty well until Sai brings out his root training, which does in fact backfire on Kabuto because he's not as skilled as Orochimaru and gets beaten up pretty badly and has to escape. Fortunately or unfortunately, due to Kabuto's superior healing, he does manage to heal himself. Now back to Naruto. Naruto and the gang simply come across another person, another squad, whatever you want to say, beat them up pretty easily with Riem taking down the guy with the scroll, Naruto taking down the other guy who was there as a defense, and Isu taking out the Kunoichi with a simple chop to the neck. As simple as it can get. Nothing really interrupts them and nothing really annoys them much until they come across a team from the Sound. Now, this team wanted the scroll that was with Naruto and they decide to attack. They will get beaten, but this is gonna be a much more interesting battle. Now, Team Dosu decide to attack Naruto and his team for the scroll that they had. The Earth Scroll is what they needed. Naruto and the team were like, fuck no, get the fuck out of here. Dosu decides to stand back and watch Kin and that other person whose name I will never remember attack Naruto and the gang, with Kin being taken down pretty easily because in anime, Kunoichi, they suck. When Kin attacks Naruto and the gang early on rushing in, Riem simply jumps in front of her with a fist full of fury and goes a kapow right on her face, sound effects being splat. Ow! Bang! Kin was incapacitated. Dosu at this point realizes we're outmatched, we're gonna walk away, and decides to walk away, except his teammate, who was the arrogant fool, whose name was Zaku, I am sorry I forgot, decides to attack them because he wants to prove himself. Now, unlike in the original when Zaku was more like taken in by Orochimaru and had this undying loyalty, here it's more like Orochimaru saw Zaku and, you know, he thought, why not try out something I've been testing, and did some body modifications on Zaku and gave Zaku his ability of the sound wave thing from his hand that he had in the original. He was more like a simple experiment that happened and decided to stay alongside Orochimaru, and Orochimaru took him in because why the fuck not, in the Sound Village. Moving on. Zaku decides to attack them to prove himself worthy of being a member of this team, where he thought he did not quite fit. Zaku attacks Naruto up front and Naruto simply dodges the attack, coming up behind him and hitting him with a kick to the back. Dosu, still standing back looking at the entire event unfold, decides to wait a bit more. Zaku gets up and rushes Naruto one more time, but this time maintaining his distance a bit, using the sound waves from his hand. Naruto is caught off guard by this and quickly realizes that the sound that he's hearing is not gonna help him in any way. Naruto decides to use a few shadow clones to try and distract Zaku for a while he rushes back towards a safer location. Naruto brings out his kunai, cuts a piece of wood into two tiny holes, plugs his ears, and goes back into the battlefield. When his simple explanation, he can't hear the sound can't hurt him. When Zaku uses his arm thing one more time, Naruto can still feel something, and it does make his head hurt a bit, but it's not as intense as it was a few moments ago. Naruto rushes Zaku with his katana in his hand, and Zaku is quickly incapacitated. Naruto looks at Dosu and says, "You wanna come down here, or?" To which Dosu replies with, "No, I'm good. I've seen all I can and I'm not going to be able to beat you guys." Riem then tells Dosu to take his team and take care of them because they don't look that good. Naruto's team then leaves and then encounters Gaara's team, who had apparently already gotten the scroll and were heading to the finish line right away. Naruto and Gaara decide to tag along, or rather go together because it's fun that way. Both of them reach at the same time, the first teams to actually reach it, and well, they give their names, that's it. At the place where they give the scrolls, Naruto sees it is Iruka Sensei who is doing the collection of the scrolls, and he does call Iruka Sensei for a while, like, You must be Mr. Iruka Sensei. Could you come with me for a while? I want to talk to you about something. Iruka is a bit confused as to why this random Genin wants to talk to him. Iruka comes to the side where nobody's looking. Naruto pulls down his mask for a moment and says, Iruka Sensei, recognize me? Both of them have a good conversation after that. Iruka is extremely happy seeing Naruto in the village, and he's even more happy now that he knows that Naruto was taken Naruto was taken care of well. Why couldn't I speak for a moment? Okay. Iruka is extremely happy that Naruto had good care given to him by the people in the Whirlpool village, and he's really happy that Naruto himself is happy, although there is a sadness that Naruto won't be coming back to the Hidden Leaf to live the rest of his life. Iruka feels a bit sad about that, but overall it's just good feelings. Naruto then leaves for the hotel where he's going to be resting up. After which comes the final stage, which is going to be the tournament, if I am not mistaken, which I am going to be doing in the next episode. I'll see you guys in a few days. If this video gets 25 likes, I will upload the next video in 3 days again. See you guys then. Until then, peace out. This may have been a bit of a filler type episode with not much going on, but this was just to establish a few characters, say where the other characters lie, how some of them have progressed, and establish Team Naruto, out of which I have not said shit about Isu. Let's say he is a stoic person, doesn't speak much, but is good friends and is kind in the heart. I'm gonna end it right now. I'll see you guys in 3 more days. Until then, peace out. Here we stand with another what if. We'll be seeing you in a few days. Seeing you in a few days. Seeing you in a few more days.